You want me to rip a cyclone for you?
B&E Ball Talk. Hey guys, welcome back to B&E Ball Talk. It is Christmas week, and we are going to recap our Week 16 in the NFL. Steve is doing his best Clark Kent.
That's
I
exactly
don't
what I was
know.
going for.
I don't know why. All right. So we'll
Seems
just
like
start.
just yesterday Steve was calling Zach Four Eyes at Rams camp.
True.
Don't
All
mention
right.
camp on this pod.
It seems like forever ago, but we're going to start our recap of Week 16, even though Week 17 has already begun because of Christmas Day games. We start with the Broncos and the Chargers. Chargers beat the Broncos 34-27. This was a really good game, back and forth. The Broncos came out hot, but they kind of blew this game away at the end, and the Chargers came through, which big win for the Chargers. Both teams are pretty much locked in the playoffs, though, so not like the craziest outcome. You guys have any thoughts here?
My only takeaway is that free kick is like I can't believe we've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's kind of a dumb rule, but
I
whatever.
mean, well, shout out to Harbaugh for knowing the rule. I mean, that's just football guy.
Great coaching, and that swung the momentum in that game.
Scott, you've been big on fraud watch for both of these teams. Do you still stand by that, or?
I mean, how could you not? Like Denver does now have wins over 500 teams, with being the Falcons and the Bucks at 8-7 apiece in the NFC South. But I mean, like, what's changed about the Broncos? I was going to ask if you guys still like them after seeing choke another game away against divisional opponent in another winning.
It was a divisional game against another playoff team. I think to call this a bad loss would be crazy.
I don't know, man. They were up, 2 scores at least in the first half?
Yeah, no,
and did not score a touchdown in the second half.
Yeah, no, they were up, and like I said, like that kick right before half really swung the momentum, and they were not the same team.
But Scott just hates division rivals.
Yeah,
I do, but I don't see what's good about the Broncos.
I don't care. Let's move on.
Yeah. All right, the Chiefs beat the Texans 27-19. Take care of business here. The Texans are really starting to fall off, even though they're probably going to win that division pretty handily. The Tank Dell injury occurred in this game. It was really bad. T's and P's for him. It's said that he's probably not going to be able to return at all next season too. So it's a very very bad injury. So hopefully,
I saw the play, but I didn't watch the replay. I'm glad I didn't because it sounded disgusting, and seeing what he tore, fuck, dude, like he might never play again.
I was like, oh my god, and Bailey was like, dude, what? Shut up! And I was like, are you seeing this? And then like the next day she's like, okay, I saw the injury, and I was like, yeah, dude, it was disgusting,
grotesque.
Yeah. All right. Anything else from this game?
Solid win.
Right, yeah, we already know the outcome of the Week 17 game, so we'll just go right past that. Steelers and Ravens. Ravens beat the shit out of the Steelers, 34-17, and Lamar's starting to put together a very good MVP resume, and the Steelers are really starting to fall off. We'll get more into these teams when we cover the next game.
Dude, me personally, I hate the Ravens more than any other team in the NFL. I just don't like them at all.
I don't mind them. I mean, Derrick Henry's cool.
Yeah, he cool. But I don't like Zay Flowers.
What? I love Zay. You don't like Zay?
I don't like his energy.
Steve doesn't like Zay because Tommy tries to trade him every day of his life.
Dude, maybe that's why. I just don't like the way I mean, they're absolutely absurd. They're a good team, but their defense is what's going to lose them in the playoffs. We've seen it time and time again. You got to have a solid D.
Yeah.
I mean, don't they have like a bottom 10 D? I think they've gotten a little
I
better the
think
past couple
it's
weeks.
got it's improved for sure, but they were one of the worst defenses in football the first like half of the season for sure.
Yeah, because this game they looked good, and then obviously the game yesterday, Christmas Day, they looked really good.
All right. Next game, the Falcons beat the Giants 34-7. Penix got his first win, but really the story here was the Falcons' defense had 14 points. They were dominant against a really bad Giants team.
Scott's a big Penix guy. Tell me about Penix.
My favorite thing about him, just I think the biggest change up from him to Kirk Cousins is going to be that Penix can zip the ball to anyone compared to Cousins just kind of throwing in a duck. What, Steve? Wait. Does Kirk Cousins have a cannon or something and
He
put
can
zip on the
make
ball?
he can make all the fucking throws in
Steve,
the NFL.
compare his arm to Penix. Did you watch anything?
I don't have enough NFL film.
Here's what
I
I'll
asked you a
say:
simple question. You just can't throw the ball.
Penix
Kirk Cousins
obviously
can make
has more
every fucking
confidence
throw
right
in the
now.
NFL. He has for years,
Hmm.
Scott. He's a proven NFL
He's
veteran.
got what in his last 4 games, 9 interceptions, 0 touchdowns with a lot of wobbly balls.
Okay,
Just saying.
you're comparing. He's like an aging quarterback. He is up there. Look at his career. He's had a fine career, Scott.
I just made a comment that Penix puts more zip on the ball, and I think that's going to be a huge difference between him and Kirk Cousins.
Penix had an exact same stat line as Kirk Cousins. Nothing is going to change.
Okay.
Yeah, Penix didn't like blow people away with the stats, but I think he did make them a better team in this game because he's definitely more confident with his throws. Like
They
the
needed
problem
a
with
lift.
the problem
was
with
a smart
Kirk is
move.
like Kirk has just been gun shy and scared to like let it rip, and Penix came in there and was like ready to fucking rip it, even though he wasn't like super efficient. I don't know. I think he gives them a much better chance to win that division and sneak into the playoffs.
They have a massive game against the Commanders this week. That's
Yes,
going to tell a lot.
that'll
just think
determine the NFC wild card picture.
The front office is a bunch of fools, though. Why would you give Kirk guaranteed money, then draft Penix? It was the stupidest fucking thing ever. And like that's why
it's not like they're
reason.
tied to Kirk forever. It was only like a 2 or 3 year deal.
I heard the reason. No, he got 2 years.
$100 million guaranteed.
I heard the reason the Falcons took him top 10 was because they didn't anticipate on having a high draft pick for the next few years. So they thought it'd be the perfect time to sit him under Cousins, and then the season was going well and just kind of fell off the rails. Otherwise, it would have played out pretty well if Cousins finished strong.
Kirk had almost a 500-yard passing game earlier this year. He still got it.
If Penix turns out to be like sick, it'll be a great move and nothing matters, you know, if you find your quarterback of the future. And I just thought it was funny because when that draft happened, it was 100% the Raiders were going to take Penix with their draft pick, and then they moved up and straight up robbed them and ruined their plans. So I thought that was like, if Penix does turn out to be the guy Scott thinks he is, it'll be a great move. It doesn't matter what they paid Kirk.
And time will tell. And as I've declared earlier this year, I'm not judging rookie quarterbacks until like 3-4 years. But his contract, Kirk Cousins, was 4 years, $180 million, $100 guaranteed. So they got 1 year, $100 million.
With that said, Steve, I'm willing to.
Scott, the front office is retarded. Can you please say
that?
Thank you.
Steve.
Yeah, you can't give an old man coming off an Achilles $100 million.
I know it was
too old
contract.
Too old.
Talking about rookie quarterbacks, this next game, the Lions absolutely shit pumped the Bears 34-17, and Caleb Williams is not going to be good in the NFL. I'm sorry, he's a bitch. He's not a leader of men, and I will pass judgment. He's a homo.
Glad to see you guys seeing the light.
We were always against Caleb, Zach.
I don't know, dude. There was some people on this pod that thought he had some great potential. We can go back to week 1 if we want.
Does, dude.
Zach, he has potential, but I don't like him. I'm not rooting for his success. I don't like him.
Steve just said it perfectly. Like, give him a couple years, man.
Why do we need to give him that time?
He's
that
gay.
Dude is the
He's
most
gay. He'll never be good.
overall pick.
He is gay, that's for
Dude,
sure.
Dude, look at Bryce and look at Darnold. I'm just not judging quarterbacks until several years in, and maybe a couple different coordinators, because sometimes the coordinator is not a match.
Yeah.
Because we'll get to the Panthers game, but Bryce is looking good, man.
I was gonna say next game, Bryce Young gets an overtime win against the Cardinals, 36-30, ending the Cardinals season. They have no more hope to make. They had to win out, and they lost this game, so they're eliminated from the playoff picture. But Panthers, man, really putting together a good second half of this season. Canales is, I think, gonna buy him another season, and we'll see what they do next year. Big off season for them. They'll have their a first round pick for the first time since the Bryce Young trade. So it'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason. But they're going into the offseason with momentum no matter what happens these last two games. So good for Bryce. And Chuba Hubbard is legit. They paid him, but he has really carried that team in all of their wins. So if you're a Panthers fan, you're not in misery like we thought maybe in the first half of the season.
And if he wouldn't have fumbled in overtime the week before, they might have had another win. But, Kev, I'm sweating our Carolina Saints bet. Who's going to finish higher? I've got a 1-game lead, but we'll see, man.
Yep. Do they play each other?
I don't think
They
so.
don't.
Dang it. That'd be fucking hilarious if it did come down to
That would be
that.
electric. We'd have to, watch it together. That'd be
No one
That'd
would
be the
care about that
worst
game
game
but
to
us.
watch.
The Panthers
All right,
would ruin them.
Probably.
Anything on the Cardinals? I know Scott, I know it feels like it's been forever since we watched this game, but I know Scott was like, you're out on Kyler, right?
You're out?
I'm not out on Kyler. I think he's a good quarterback, but you just never know what you're gonna get from him ever.
He's like,
But
he's just like Geno.
decent game. I mean, they
Looking back
gave
on
up
this
36
season,
points.
looking back on this season, they're going to have to kick themselves for not involving Marvin way more, because he could have won them at least 1 to 2 more games alone. But there were halves where he didn't even get a target. I feel like that's the biggest difference in them being a playoff team and not, is using your guy.
Yeah,
Dude,
I agree.
I feel bad because the narrative's always Kyler's great in the first half of the season. The second half, he's terrible. And this, yet again, he was sick in the first half of the season, and he's fallen off these past 3-4 games. It's like, dude, it's frustrating, man, because I do like Kyler, and I think he can be good. But, I mean, I don't know. He's got weapons, like you just said. Marvin Harrison, feed your weapons. But
I think where do you need to improve? Well, I don't know where the Cardinals need to improve.
It has to be coaching or something, dude, because look at how many games earlier in the season, the first or second drive, there'd be a Marvin Harrison touchdown or two, bombs,
That's true.
and then they don't throw it to him one more time the rest of the game.
That's so true.
Yeah, and they did choke a lot of leads away. I think their OC needs to change.
Their defense is bad though too.
Yeah.
I think they need a better
their head
defense.
coach is a DC. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's what's weird.
If I was the owner of Arizona, I'd want an offensive head coach in there. But I don't know. Gannon hasn't been terrible. This was just another mediocre season. So I don't know.
You did give up 36 points to the Panthers. And I know we were just praising the Panthers, but the Panthers are the Panthers. You gave up 36 points.
That's another team that'll be interesting to see what they do in the offseason, just like the Panthers. All right, next game. The Rams beat the Jets 19-9. This was a pretty boring game. Yeah, this was kind of weird. The Jets went off offensively last week, and then this week they were terrible. So I don't know, man. I don't really care about either of these teams. The Rams might win that division and clinch themselves a playoff spot soon. So good on them for getting this key win.
I got assaulted by one of our top listeners, Alex Wade, about my Rodgers take, so I'm just going to remain silent.
Okay.
You're not going to defend yourself?
I mean, his point was I'm judging an aging Rodgers, and I'm not looking back at all he did with Green Bay, and I get it. I just don't really fuck with Aaron Rodgers anymore. And then
when I think of Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay, this is what I think of.
Yeah, but Kev, you were saying you watched Enigma and like you thought he's a douche for sure.
Oh yeah, no. After what, like he should not have released that because now I'm like totally like back in on. Yeah, that dude's so fucking full of himself. He's a douche.
Brett Favre took the Vikings to the NFC Championship when he was about Rodgers' age.
That's true.
Anybody with talent that's kept themselves in the league can make it happen. He's
Brett Favre,
underperformed in my opinion, like as a
Brett,
team.
Brett Favre did also have AP and like Percy Harvin and who else was on that team?
Okay,
Dude,
Rodgers had
Rodgers
Garrett
has.
Wilson,
Rodgers.
Devontae Adams, and Brees Hall. That should be
They've
the
gotten
best
him
offense in the league, bro.
They've gotten him every single thing that he's asked for.
No, you're
Yeah.
right. No, hey, you guys don't have to talk to me. I'm not going to sit here and defend that fucking guy.
Well, this is why you don't let players be GM.
True. We learned that with Pat and Clyde.
Hey, dude, Clyde had some sick moments, dude.
Yeah, dude. All
Dude,
right.
Kev, he's got PTSD. Stop.
Dude, his fashion show appearance was sick, though.
I have no
All
idea
right.
what you're talking about, and I don't want to look.
All right, next we've got the Commanders beat the Eagles 36-33 in another crazy finish. This was a great game. Eagles kind of screwed themselves out of clinching the 1 seed. They would need a lot to go right for them. Actually, I don't even know if it's possible because of the remaining schedule. So
It's not.
yeah, dude. Jalen Hurts got hurt in this one. He got knocked out of the game with a concussion. So that does need to be said because I think we can all agree if Jalen Hurts doesn't lead this game, Eagles probably take care of business. But good on the Commanders. They had 5 turnovers, but they still overcame that and got a huge win for them that will probably send them to the playoffs.
Yeah, he's still not practicing. Like, he didn't practice today.
Bitch.
Dude, he's got a concussion.
He'll be back.
Yeah,
dude.
exactly.
That looks like a
Pussy.
really weak concussion.
Yeah. I'm sorry, dude. Concussions are...
He was
They're
trying to go
optional.
back in, and they kept him from going back in.
Unless you get knocked out, is it really a concussion? I don't know. That's
I mean,
just me.
I would say yes, but it's the NFL.
All right. Jaden Daniels is still alive for the Rookie of the Year. He's got some pretty sick stats out there. Their offense is fun, man. I think the Commies their ceiling is winning a playoff game, but you know they could make some noise. They could screw some postseason stuff up. Next game, Bengals beat the Browns 24-6. Bengals are still mathematically alive, and Joe Burrow is having an MVP type season. If they make the playoffs, some people are talking about Joe Burrow actually winning the MVP. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Yes.
Dude, they were on life support like 4 different times. If
He's
they
the reason
somehow
why.
make it, yeah.
If they make the playoffs, I wouldn't be mad if they gave it to him.
There's nothing more MVP than what he's done this season.
Give Jamar a blank check and give Joe Burrow the MVP if they make playoffs.
Well, Jamar's getting a blank check no matter what. Do you guys think they're going to squeak in?
Yeah.
I don't
We'll
know.
know
Dude. A
after
lot's gonna
this
have
week.
to go right.
It's all in Carson Wentz's hands.
Which doesn't make you feel good.
No, it makes
You're
me
a
feel great.
Cincinnati fan.
It's the best of both worlds. It's either Denver chokes the season away, or and we're the ones to knock them out with Carson Wentz, or we get to oblige the Bengals with knocking them out of the playoffs again.
Am I crazy to think that Carson's about to go nutty?
No, me and Scott both are like, we think we're still like a top half team with Carson Wentz as the starter.
I agree.
I think, dude, just going back real quick on the Eagles game, just after Hurts went down, dude, Kenny Pickett didn't score 1 touchdown the rest of the game. Like, I'm so glad the Chiefs have a legit backup now. I feel so comfortable with Wentz if he had to play compared to fucking Chad Henne and Matt Moore.
Yeah.
Both those
Dude,
guys won.
we had Big Blaine. Easy.
I know. Zach, I think Moore and Henne were probably better than Blaine Gabbert.
Oh no, dude!
sit
Blaine
back and
was
watch
insane.
Daddy.
City, absolutely.
Sit back and watch Daddy spin this shit. Legend.
It's one of the
All right.
best stories ever.
It really is. All right, well, that's kind of ironic. The next game we've got is the Colts beating the Titans, 38-30. Colts, are they dead?
No, but like kind of.
Okay,
No.
yeah, like I think the Colts not technically eliminated quite yet, but the Titans are. This game was kind of who cares. Anthony Richardson had a good day, good for him. He beat up on the bad Titans.
Well, they play the Giants this week too, so that's why I'm saying they're definitely not dead.
Yeah,
because they have a cupcake schedule the rest of the way through.
but their destiny is not in their hands.
Correct.
All right, next game. The Vikings beat the Seahawks 27-24, pushing and not covering. So my lock of the week did not hit. I was upset about that. But
that's our first push of the year.
Yeah, I know. It's insane.
Yeah.
And it's on my lock.
It's not a loss.
So big win for the Vikes. Seahawks slipping away. They might miss playoffs, right? I don't know how the seeding is right now.
Yeah,
dude, they're not playoff worthy. I will stand on that ground.
They've kind of slipped these last few weeks.
Rams are a better team.
Vikes are looking good though. They're rolling in. They've got a big game coming up. So, next game, Bills beat the Patriots barely, 24-21. The Patriots were up in this game and giving them quite the scare, but ultimately the Bills get a crucial win. But yeah, what are your guys' thoughts here? Josh Allen needed to pad some stats for MVP race, and he did not. So
he's got two more.
This was just a close divisional game, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't put too much in it either.
All right, next game again, Week 18 though. Yeah, they do at Patriots.
All right, next game, Raiders beat the Jaguars 19-14, ultimately fucking themselves out of possibly getting Shedeur Sanders, which was actually pretty tragic for everybody. Jaguars had Mac Jones playing football, so I have nothing to talk about in this game. Didn't watch a second.
Brock Bowers had 10 catches in the second half alone.
Yeah, he's probably – I think he's most deserving of Rookie of the Year, personally.
Do you guys remember when
on that team for sure?
We should trade up to fucking draft him because I really think he's like the heir.
Who?
I was all on that bandwagon for years.
Yeah, but let's not forget the only reason the Raiders got him is because they wanted Penix and they didn't know what the fuck to do after. So they would go tight end, back-to-back drafts in the first round. That's not who they wanted, but they end up with a really good player at their position. But it's gonna be weird. Like I would try to trade Mayer or something like while he has value. That's so.
He doesn't have any value. Kevin.
I know
they
fucked that either. Big time. They should have traded him when they drafted Bowers. Honestly. All right. Next, you got the Dolphins beating the 49ers 29-17, and I think a lot of us were thinking the Niners were going to have some fight in this game, but they got handled pretty good by the Dolphins here.
They're eliminated now.
Yeah, Niners are going to Cancun this summer, so.
Dude, it was just like a disaster after disaster this season with off-the-field stuff and on-the-field stuff, and Deebo's fat.
It's good to see, though. Niners fans, I think we're starting to get a little bit too much of a high horse because of how good the 49ers have been lately, so just not even sniffing playoffs is awesome. I love that for them.
All right, and the most shocking result of the week, the Cowboys upset the Bucks 26-24, which opened up the window for the Falcons to possibly make playoffs instead of the Bucks. This is one that really disappointed me. The Bucks have to take care of business here in this game. They blew it. Not good. Bad look for them. But the Cowboys, Mike McCarthy is fighting for his life to keep his job, and he might fucking do it with the way they've been playing lately. Cowboys are not the dog shit easy win team that they had been for a long stretch of the season. So they're showing a little bit of fight. Good for them. That's all I got on this one. Very disappointing.
QB controversy?
Cooper Rush is a decent backup too, I guess. If you don't ask him to do too much,
Yeah.
they've
Dude's
been
fifth
okay
best per
lately.
win percentage.
Why is
That dude's
Dak
like
not
10 and
back?
4.
What'd you say, Steve?
Why is Dak not back? Is he done for the year?
They just shut him down for the year.
Fucking A, dude.
All right, and then the last game, the Packers blanked the Saints 34-0. Spencer Rattler started on a primetime game. This was pathetic. The fact it wasn't flexed was embarrassing. The NFL should be ashamed. I turned it off after the first quarter. This was not fun to watch for anyone except for Packers fans.
Have they flexed a single game this year?
No, maybe one.
Dude, like one game.
Dude.
Yeah.
Fuck the NFL.
At least next.
No, they are so big that they don't actually care about what we think as fans because everybody's going to watch no matter what game they put on. So they're never actually going to do what's best for the fans. It's all about the money, dude. That's what it's about.
You're right.
So
At
they're
least
pieces of
next
shit.
week,
I will watch their product because I love it.
Nothing is scheduled next week though for going into playoffs, which is kind of nice.
They never do that.
Yeah,
They
I know.
always keep it open.
Genius.
Yeah, I love
because
that.
think of all like the divisional matchups that you would have to like try to get right in the beginning of the season with like scheduling and stuff. But
you know the NFL
I do love
could, if they flexed every week and just put the best matchup week by week in a Sunday night, Monday night slot, the ratings would be never higher. It would make everyone want to watch every time. It would be the climax of the weekend, watching the two best teams square off every week.
But Zach, it's like the players' union votes against that because they don't. They want their like set schedule, so it's not like
it's about fairness too of like who gets rest, which is why like the Chiefs, Steelers, Ravens, and Texans all got screwed this year because they all had to play on extremely short rest.
What they're doing now isn't working.
No, I know it is like it's all bullshit because like those four teams I just listed like got screwed this season more than any other team because they all had to play on extremely short rest compared to like the rest of the entire league, which is funny because all four of those teams are probably going to be playoff teams, and like those are the teams you don't want to be doing that to. So, yeah, I don't know if the players' union's a joke, man. If the players' union was ran halfway decent, they wouldn't have to deal with this kind of stupid shit.
But also, every team is guaranteed a primetime game so they can spotlight their franchise. It's like the owners want that.
Yeah, dude, I do wonder how they do the schedule. It's crazy, like the amount of like things they have to follow and everything. It is awesome.
Easy,
like
Kev.
how they do figure it out.
Unions are good for some people, man.
Yeah, no comment.
Big union.
No comment. I'm just gonna leave that one alone. All right. So we're gonna kick off week 17 with the number 1 seed Kansas City Chiefs taking care of business, belt to ass against the Steelers, 29-10. The Chiefs are peaking at the right time. What?
1 second. Before these games kicked off, there was a B&E sweep on the Chiefs and the Ravens, so we are all 2-0 to start the week 2.
Yes. So, yes. Okay.
It was the sweep, Steve.
That's a B&E sweep.
Yes, we're starting the week.
Give us another one.
We're all starting the week 2-0.
Sweep.
We're all starting the week 2-0, so that's great. But yeah, Chiefs get the number 1 seed. Never a doubt. 15-1, most wins in franchise history this season, coming off of back-to-back Super Bowls. It's almost like some people called this all along. I'm not going to name any names, Scott and Kevin, but yeah.
Kev, I picked the Chiefs to win the Super Bowl in our beginning of year predictions. So
did you predict a 15-2 season though, or 15-1?
None of that matters.
For a fact, I'm gonna get my coworker to take a video. I'm gonna send to all you guys. I told him at the beginning of the year, I go, Chiefs will go 15-2 whole season. Damn, dude, you really think so? I'm gonna have him send you guys a video. I said 15-2, and it's It's about to not come true because they're going to go 16-1.
I honestly thought we were going to go undefeated this season, if I'm being honest. And we're Josh Allen having an unbelievable MVP season from doing it. And honestly, it takes a lot of pressure off to get one loss because now we're just like, all right, sick. We're just going to win the Super Bowl and just three-peat instead. So,
Be nice.
the offense is peaking at the right time. Joe Tooney moved to left tackle 3 weeks ago, and he is starting to really find his form there. The offensive line is more cohesive now since we've made that move, and it's giving Pat enough time to find his guys. Hollywood is back, and he has made an impact. Xavier Worthy was excellent in this game, and Travis Kelce had probably the best game he's had all season. Yeah, dude, we're just peaking at the right time, man, and this is what championship teams do. On the flip side, the Steelers have lost 3 straight, and they've totally choked away the division. So they've got a tough road in the playoffs. They might be your classic Steelers one and done. What are your guys' thoughts on the Steelers? I think we all know what we think about the Chiefs, but what do you guys think about the Steelers?
Frauds.
Could be frauds.
This isn't a bold take because I guess we're all in agreement, but like I think if the Steelers are going to be the worst team in the playoffs.
I said like 2 months ago that
That's
was
my
the one
opinion.
team that I would like to play in the
Me
playoffs.
too.
Yeah, and Steve was
Me too.
scared.
I was scared.
I mean, think about it. You judge it based on who would you want to play, as in who is the worst team. And to me, I want to play the Steelers over any other team.
Yeah, I don't think they'll get to us. I think they will be a one and done. But and again, another team where super interesting what they're going to do in the postseason with their quarterback situation with Russ not under contract or Fields. Like that could be very interesting.
What if they traded up and got Shedeur?
There's no way.
Not gonna happen.
They would have to give up so much to move up. That going from a playoff team spot to a number 1 overall would be.
It would just be the best draft ever for the hype, though.
Russ is going to get re-signed.
I think you should try to re-sign him on a short deal.
Yeah. Because, like, honestly, dude, how many games did the Steelers lose this year? Because, weirdly enough, their defense lost them games. Like, their defense has not been as good this year, and I don't put all that blame on Russ.
Dude, their defense hasn't been good for years. TJ Watt is just a superstar, and they just get, like, all the hype off of him.
Their edge rushers are good, and they've got Minka. But what I noticed yesterday is their secondary, other than Minka and Joey Porter Jr., they have nobodies, and we were just exposing them.
He was hurt.
Who was hurt?
Joey Porter didn't play.
Yeah, Joey Porter Jr. was out yesterday, and we definitely exposed that. So I think the Steelers have some issues in the secondary. That's probably what they're going to go and draft in the offseason. But yeah, I think I don't know. You're making good points, Zach. Their defense kind of has blown a lot of games for them as of late, for sure.
Did you know? Sorry, one thing. Back to the O-line. That since Tooney's been left tackle for 3 weeks, we've only given up 1 sack, and we've played against TJ Watt, Myles Garrett, and Danielle Hunter.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I feel
give
really
him left
good.
Tackle money next year and just go find a left guard.
I don't think they're. I don't know if they'll do that, but that would be sick. I think if Joe Tooney does do that, like permanently switch to left tackle, he's probably going to work himself into a Hall of Fame like role right there with all the Super Bowls and being an all-pro guard and then switching to being so good of a guard that you switch to left tackle. That's unheard of, guys. Like that is crazy. The body type you need to play left tackle is completely different than a guard. So he is awesome. We are so lucky to have him on our team.
Most athletic Chief?
Maybe, man. I don't know. X. Guys, I'm so excited about X. Like, we get X and Rasheed for the next 3 years guaranteed. X has been awesome these last few games, and he really showed out on Christmas Day.
If he's learned to not get tackled by his shoestrings, he would have 3 or 4 more touchdowns.
X is 5th in the NFL amongst all wide receivers in total touchdowns.
I
Yep.
saw that. It's nasty.
He's
Yep.
sick. It was a
And
cheat code getting him in the draft.
Yep, and people were talking shit on him a lot this season, and stats don't lie.
He's
All
also
right,
got
let's get in. What's up, Steve?
That was the big knock on him, is he can't catch, and he's got pretty good hands.
I was always high on my boy. All right,
Oh.
next game. Ravens beat the shit out of the Texans 31-2. Was this a scoreagami, guys?
Close, but it was not.
I can't believe it wasn't because it's always weird when you see a 2. But yeah, the Texans just absolutely get shut out offensively. They're a shell of themselves after losing Tank Dell. I think the rest obviously is a factor here too that no one's talking about. But the Ravens just came in, opened a can of whoop ass, and they pretty much have the division in their hands. They just have to win one of the next 2. Sorry. Did they clinch the division?
No, they haven't.
No.
But like, if they just win the next one,
Okay, so they just got to win the next one, or Steelers lose. So,
yeah.
But yeah, this was just Ravens dominating. Lamar is really pulling away with the MVP race statistically. So it's all going to come down to, storylines. Who's more important? It's going to be interesting. I would love to see Saquon get 2,000 yards to really make this a hard decision. But it's a 3-horse race, I think, at this point. Would you guys agree?
4. Put Burrow as the 4th.
You want to put Burrow in there?
Yeah. If they make playoffs.
I'd put Burrow in over Saquon, especially if they make playoffs, it should be Burrow.
See, I'm opposite. I think if Saquon hits 2K, he's over Burrow.
Dude, but if they didn't have Burrow, I don't know if the Bengals would have a win.
Yeah, no, that's a good point. But yeah, it's going to be interesting how all the votes go.
I just want to say that when I saw the Texans uniforms and field, I just knew they weren't winning.
Yeah, dude, those alternates are ass.
They're terrible. They're so bad.
Dude, Houston's just not that good of a team.
Yeah, no, they're going to get killed.
They'll probably play Pittsburgh in round 1. That could be kind of a fun matchup, I guess.
I know. I hope that's how it shakes up because I think those two are evenly matched, and the Chiefs will likely get the winner of that game unless one of the lower seeds win.
That's a fairly competitive matchup, if we're being honest.
Yeah,
I agree with that.
And I would
That'd be
love to
one
play
that I
either
would
of
like
those
to
two
watch.
teams.
yeah, like I would love to play one of those teams. All right, next game. Now we're gonna get into our picks. Like Scott said, we're all 2-0 after those 2 games took place. So today we've got Thursday night football. The Seahawks are taking on the Bears. This one's in Chicago. What's the spread here, Steve?
We got the Sea Chickens -4.5, over under 41.5.
I mean, they should cover and they should win. I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna overthink this. I'll take it.
Yeah, they're not out of the woods yet, man. So they got to win this game. And the Bears.
This isn't a guaranteed win though, because with the way they've been playing.
I agree, but I like them to come out pissed off and try to get right, and hopefully if they win this game, and then if they beat the Rams next week, that's for the division.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping.
Let's get some
I think
revenge for Bradford's rookie year.
If the Rams win this week, though, do they clinch or not?
I'm not sure. I'll look at the standings now. I think if the Seahawks win the next 2 games.
Okay.
Will they have the tiebreaker?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so that's yeah. The Seahawks, if they win, they have everything to play for next week. So yeah, I like that pick even more.
Yep, I agree.
I'm
Zach?
taking the over.
I'm with Zach. I'm going to take the over, too.
Okay, it's not bad. I like that too. All right, next game we've got the Chargers taking on the Patriots. This one's in Gillette. What's the spread here, Steve?
Chargers -4.5, over under 43.
I was hoping it was gonna be a bigger spread because Patriots came out with some fight against the Bills, and if it was a bigger spread, I'd probably take the Patriots, but that's just not big enough for me. I think the Chargers will take care of business. Give me the Chargers. They are flying. Wait, who did the Chargers play last week?
They're playing on Saturday. That's a Saturday game. Just so
Oh,
you know.
this is okay. Yeah, we've got 3 Saturday games. This is the first of the 3.
Yeah, Kev, I agree with everything you just said. But man, New England really doesn't want to win this game. The Chargers got to keep taking care of business. I like the Chargers, even though they're going to the East Coast. They did that earlier this year, and I went against it, so I'm going to take Chargers.
I'm going to take the Chargers too.
I'm going to lone wolf it. I'm taking the Patriots.
All right. Next game, we got the Broncos taking on the Bengals. It's a big game for the Broncos because if they beat the Bengals, they are in. And if the Bengals lose, they are out. This is a huge game. What's the spread here?
Bengals -3, over under 49.5.
Dude, I'm gonna take the Broncos here. I think it's not hating against Burrow. I think Burrow's gonna put up points. I'm sure you guys are gonna love the over, but I think the Bengals defense really is that bad, and I think the Denver Broncos are gonna do enough to score points. It's everyone's high on the Bengals, but I guess we all forgot their defense is really bad, and they've played a lot of bad teams lately. I saw it today. Like, they haven't beat a starting quarterback all season. Have you guys seen that stat? The Bengals.
Didn't know that.
The only starting quarterback you could technically say they've beaten was Gardner Minshew. And Gardner Minshew is not the starter.
Kev, my gut kind of tells me Denver could win this game or cover as well.
I just think
I'm gonna
everyone's going to be
take
on.
+3.
I think everyone's going to be on the Bengals too,
I agree
gambling
with you.
wise. Steve?
I want to hear what Zach's going to say.
I'm 100% taking the Bengals, and you give me Joe Burrow 3 points. Are they at home?
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, you give
In
me
the
Joe
jungle.
Burrow facing elimination -3 with Jamar Chase and T Higgins because he will be back. Please give me -3, and this might be my lock of the week, fellas. That's how
Zach,
comfortable I am.
I'm
Zach.
100% with you.
Zach, do it.
I was going to take this as my lock of the week too. I just think we got
Zach,
an
you sound confident.
I
Do it. I dare you.
No, this
Come on, man.
is too tight. It's too tight.
Please don't, because I don't want to root for it. Fuck the Bengals, dude. I don't want to root for you.
True.
I'm doing it.
No, you're not.
Game of the fucking
No, you're
year.
not, Steven.
Beep, 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 beep.
Are you sure?
This is a real game of the year?
This is a real game of the year.
All right.
I love the Bengals -3.
Oh, no.
All right.
All right. That's the game of the week right there. Saturday at 3:30, boys. That's the game
It's
of the week.
Saturday.
Dude,
All
I don't know
right.
how that just happened, but I'm now less confident.
All right, next game. We've got the Cardinals taking on the Rams. In this one, Cardinals are eliminated, but they can play spoiler, help out the Seahawks a little bit. But I actually don't know, after what Steve said, do the Rams have to win this? Or does this one not really matter? It's all about next week if the Seahawks win.
It would be next week.
Okay, so the Rams don't have to win this one, but just for context, what's the spread, Steve?
Rams -6.5, over under 47.5.
Yeah, I think the Cardinals, their season's over. They're planning their vacations. I think the Rams will take care of business here, even though their offense has kind of looked sus these last couple weeks. They've gotten wins, but very low scoring.
And because of that, I'm taking the under.
I'm
Okay.
taking the Rams.
I'm on the Rams.
All right, next we've got the Cowboys taking on the Eagles. Ew, this one's in Philly. What's the spread here, Steve?
Philly -7.5, over under 39.5. That tells me Jalen is not playing.
Yeah, I'm going to take the Cowboys to cover.
They're giving Kenny Pickett 7.5 points.
I think they'll win.
Dude,
but
it's probably Jalen.
I
No,
think
dude.
Eagles will win. But
He didn't
like,
Damn.
I think Jalen's gonna go. Give me Philly.
I think Jalen's going to go too, but I still like the Cowboys plus 7.5.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm taking Cowboys.
All right, next we got the Panthers taking on the Bucks. The Bucks have to win this one. This one's in Tampa. It's a divisional game. What's the spread here, Steve? Very interested to see this.
Bucks minus 8.5.
That's terrible line.
Over
Give me
under
the Panthers.
48.5.
That's a crazy line.
I'll take the over.
There's a lot of pressure on the Bucks in this game, and the Panthers have nothing to lose, man. I really like the Panthers here.
Yeah, I'm gonna take the over also because the defenses on both teams kind of blow.
I was
Yeah.
gonna take the over no matter what you said, no matter how many points.
Same.
All right, next we got the Jets taking on the Bills. This one's in Buffalo. The Bills are, I think, if they just win this game, I think if they just win one more game, they'll solidify the 2 seed. So, it'll be interesting to see how they approach this game. What's the spread?
Bills minus 8.5. Over under 46.5.
Yeah, give me the Bills. Jets suck.
Bills. Jets suck.
Bills.
I'm going to take the Jets.
Big Aaron Rodgers guy. All right.
Enigma.
All right, next we've got the Colts taking on the Giants. This one's in New York. Again, the Colts are not technically eliminated. They need some things to go their way. However, what is the spread here, Steve?
Minus 7.5. Colts. Over under 40.5.
I'm on
guess,
the Colts.
Yeah, I guess give me the Colts. They covered big last game, didn't they? Against a better team.
They've got something to play for too. Like they still got a chance at their division, even though it's slim.
Yeah.
Taking the under because this game's gonna suck.
What'd you say, Zach?
Colts.
Okay. Next game we got the Raiders taking on the Saints. What's the spread here in New Orleans?
Raiders minus 1.5. Over under 37.5.
Sure. Give me the Raiders. Fuck. They're stupid. They should try to lose so they can get Shedeur.
Dude, fuck it. I'm taking the Saints. I don't know why. I'm just doing it.
I mean, this is a fucking coin flip. They're 2 terrible teams.
When there's two terrible teams, you flip a coin, but you root for the over every single time. Give me the over.
All right, just to make it fun, I'll take the under so we all have something else.
All right, next game we got the Titans taking on the Jags. This one is in Jacksonville, a divisional game, but a meaningless one. What's the spread here?
Jags minus 1.5. Over under 39.5. This is like the same scenario. This is crazy. Except it's not. This one's a division.
I don't know. Something tells me Titans. Give me the Titans.
I know. Same thing. They played Inspire the past couple of weeks.
I won't bet on Mac Jones.
Well,
never.
So you're on the Titans.
Give me the Titans.
That's a B&E sweep.
Wow, a sweep on the Titans. That's got to feel great. All right, next we've got
They're like the worst team against the spread this year.
Yeah. All right, next game we got the Dolphins taking on the Browns. This one's in Cleveland. All teams eliminated. Are the Dolphins eliminated?
No.
Or are they like the Colts?
Yes.
Like the Colts.
Well, so I don't think they're technically eliminated. If Denver loses out,
they're alive.
Yeah, so Dolphins do have a little to play for. Browns, however, do not. What's the spread here, Steve?
Dolphins minus 6.5. Over.
What's the weather look like in Cleveland?
Is it under 40?
That's the question.
Is Jameis out?
Yeah. It's TD DTR.
I don't even need to hear the weather. The Dolphins are going to break their streak in a meaningless game. Give me the Dolphins.
Yeah, same.
Game time weather, 51 degrees. Give me the Dolphins.
Yep. Dolphins.
Lock of the week.
That's a B&E sweep.
All right, next we got the Packers taking on the Vikes. This is a huge game. This one's in Minnesota. What's the spread here?
Packers -1.5. Over under 48.5. Fuck.
Yeah, man, I kind of like the Packers to fuck things up for the Vikes here. They're hot. They're very hot.
Dude, they should have flexed this one.
I'll be rooting for the Vikings, but I think the Packers will win this.
Dude, give me Minnesota, dude. They're just so fucking hot. They're so underrated. And
Steve,
I'm on the over.
Steve, you picking Minnesota gives me flashbacks to your game of the year a couple years ago. For that, I'm
That
taking
was
the
in the
Packers.
past.
Taking the Packers.
I'm switching the Packers because fuck Zach.
Which
All right, next we got the Falcons taking on the Commies. Big game for both teams. If the Commanders win, they clinch a playoff spot. If the Falcons, oh, did they already clinch?
Mm-hmm.
Oh wow,
they clinched a playoff spot, didn't they? Aren't we just fighting for the last one?
I don't know if they did.
They have not clinched a playoff spot.
Yeah.
Ooh.
So yeah, if the Commanders win, they do clinch for sure. But if the Falcons win, they are looking really good for winning the division because I believe they finished the season against the Panthers or the Saints.
Falcons?
It's one of the bad teams in their division.
I think it's the Saints.
Oh yeah, so if the Falcons win this game, they are going to be projected to make playoffs. Falcons, so big game Sunday Night Football. Jaden under the lights could solidify his rookie of the year here. What's the spread, Steve?
Commies -4.5. Over under 47.5.
Ooh, I don't like that line. But you know what? I do believe in Jaden. And I don't think Penix on the road in his second start is going to get this done or cover. That spread is scary, though. I'm going to go ahead and trust the Commanders here.
Yeah, I just don't trust Atlanta. I'll take the Commies.
Give me the
I feel like Atlanta's more desperate, but I feel like this is going to be the game where Jaden Daniel truly, like, everyone's going to see him on primetime. He'll be rookie of the year.
Yeah.
He'll just have a great game.
The primetime is what made me really like it more.
I took the under.
Okay. Last game of the week, we got the Lions going to San Francisco to play the Niners. Niners are eliminated, but the Lions still playing for that 1 seed. What's the spread, Steve?
Guess the line, Kev.
Lions -15.5.
Lions -3.5.
What?
What do they know?
Is there? Well, no. Here's a question: is a tie break does this game technically not mean anything because the Lions finished the season against the Vikings? Is that maybe what's going on here?
Dude, it's the Vikings. Vikings control. Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, here's my lock of the week: Lions. Yeah, give me the Lions.
Yeah, same.
I'm on the Lions.
Same.
What was that? 3.5?
3.5.
Yeah. Okay.
Should I do it?
Do it. You guys are getting reckless with your games.
I got fucked by the Saints, who were just elite. I can't do it again.
I actually
God, if
don't
you
know
went
if you
0-2
can.
in your game
Wait,
of
Scott.
the year,
Yeah, I actually don't know
it.
if you can do a game of the year when you already have done one this year and you lost it.
Nuclear game of the year.
Wait, actually, you got to wait till January. You're not allowed.
True.
Man.
You're not allowed.
Dude, that tweet one of you guys sent the other day where it just said that the first 2 week Saints were something different.
That was me, dude.
Steve.
They were, dude.
I love the NFL.
The Derek Carr.
It's the best reality TV show ever.
It is, truly. All right. We're going to do our locks of the week. I think we've talked about a couple of these opens. Steve has game of the year. What was that again, Steven?
Bengals -3. It will cash.
All right. Steve's very confident. Game of the year. I am going with the Lions -3.5. Scott, Zach, what are your locks of the week?
I'm to you, Kev. I'm sorry, man. Hate to ride, but
that's fine.
Give
All
me
aboard.
Give me the Dolphins against Cleveland in 51-degree weather.
That's a good one. What was that spread?
I
don't even know. That's how
4.
confident I am.
Was that 4.5?
6.5.
6.5. Oh, okay. All right.
Hold on, I need to put all these in my phone real quick.
Yeah, and Scott, while you're doing that, I can read the records if you want. They're
Sure.
pretty easy. Steve, Scott, and Zach are all 8-8, and I, with the first push of the season, am now 10-5-1. Ew, I hate that. Having a tie on your record is so gross. Fun fact: no team with a tie in their record has ever won the Super Bowl.
Wow.
Just thought I'd put that out there.
Did anyone tie this year?
No, in the NFL, there are no ties so far.
Good.
There's still 2 weeks.
You know someone had a prop special bet that there would at least be one tie that's sweating right now so bad.
Dude, I hate ties. I think it's ridiculous that they're allowed.
So we have for records last week. Me, Kevin, and Zach went 9-6-1. Steve went 7-8-1. We lost our money line parlay, so we're at 5-11. Overall records: I'm 114-99-1. Kevin 108-105-1.
We're winning, baby.
Zach 126-88-1. Steve 117-94-1.
Ooh,
Boys, that is a
lot
hot
of people
pod.
money right now.
Sing, sing. The blades are hot. All right. We are going to do our money line parlay now.
I went crazy.
Zach,
and I
we all
screwed
know
us
what
last
Zach's
week,
going to
so
do.
I can't do it. No, I'm not gonna get crazy. I always do it until I get fucked over, and I got crazy with the Steelers last week. It didn't work out.
I'm going to go with the Seahawks since they are in a must-win spot.
Give me the Packers.
Packers. Seattle. If I can find them.
Stewie and Scott.
You know I'm
What
going.
you like?
I'm going Cincy.
Game of the year?
We gotta go. Yeah, we gotta go. All teams that are like desperate.
Okay, that gets us at 323. Let's see.
Steve, I'm letting you know now though. I'm rooting for the Broncos, man.
Oh, you're rooting for a division rival? That's kind of weird.
I don't want the
Bengals.
Do you want the Hey, whoa. Time out. Steven, do you want the Bengals to make the playoffs?
I ain't scared.
All right. Bet.
All right, I'll just take the one with. I've got a few of them. I don't know if you guys want to vote or if you just want the best odds.
Just pick.
Just give me the Lions, dude.
Okay.
Leon.
What does that put us at?
Yeah, plus 560.
Weak, but it'll probably cash.
Plus 560. All right, sweet. Any hot takes? Any hot takes with 2 weeks left? Well, I guess we're already into the second to last week.
I've got a take. It's not really. I don't know if it's that hot. I've been kind of flirting with it, but
Come back.
I think I've currently changed to Chiefs over the Packers, not the Lions. I think the Packers are just going to go into the playoffs so hot, and I think Jordan Love is an absolute stud.
So at this point, I'm lone wolfing the Super Bowl pick. Is that correct? You all are on Chiefs Packers, right?
That was my.
I have been since day one.
That was my preseason thing, but dude, there's something telling me, man. Call me crazy. I could see the Chiefs breaking the Vikings' heart.
Oh, repeat of Super Bowl 4 would be
How
epic.
diabolical would that be?
That would be epic. I don't see it, Steve, but I would be way less stressed because I'd be happy for the Vikings because they've never won it before, and fuck the Packers. I don't want them to ever win again. That's just my personal thoughts.
You might get an angry text from Wade.
I don't give a fuck, dude. I'm from Missouri. What do I have to do about Wisconsin? Fuck that state.
He texted Kevin wishing against his game of the year. So
Wisconsin was blue 4 years ago. He can blow me.
Kev just did that to Steve, though, Scott.
Yeah, do you hear that, Scott? He's rooting against my game of the year. What a
Yeah,
break.
dude. Well, don't pick a team that
Hey, man,
literally
your brother
ruined my
sucks.
dream. You picked the team that ruined our fucking dream. Fuck you.
What do you mean? We met Chiefsaholic that day.
You're right.
We
We
did.
ate cake. Andy Reid was eating cake.
Andy Reid
Why we lost.
is the best image of yesterday. Period.
Oh yeah, dude, that locker room scene was sick. That's what I'm saying. Like, dude, the boys coming in with those big coats. That was awesome.
I want one of those coats.
All right. You guys good?
Mm-hmm.
Let's be an Ebo talk.
Whoa, Zach!
What?